Good damn morning, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. First of all, you already know, jerichogreen.net. My videos will be there first, and then I'll upload them to Rumble, and then I'll upload them to YouTube. But get on jerichogreen.net and follow me on Rumble under Jericho Green, no space between Jericho and Green. I will see you there. Now, before I get started, I would like to give a big shout out to a professor in San Francisco. I'm going to call this person Professor X. All right. So Professor X, I'm going to try my best not to give away what gender they are. And there's only two people. If you think there's more than that, the fuck off of this channel. But shout out to Professor X in San Francisco. This person sent me a letter, and thank you for that letter. It was chock full of a lot of good information, and I appreciate you taking the time. But this person, Professor X, was telling me that they are up for a review of they're going for a job, and so they have to be in front of a board. And they didn't even want any footprint that they were on watching conservative videos. Like Professor X sent a donation, but the reason they did is because they didn't want there to be any electronic footprint, any receipts you donated to him, because it's that crazy, it's that sick in the Bay Area. When I call it San Fran shithole, the shitty city by the bay, it's not just because of the homeless poop. And there is an app where you can go, when you go to the city, you can find out where the most human feces is so you can avoid it. That's the truth. But it's not just that. It's also the mindset and mentality of a lot of the people in the Bay Area. That's what makes it San Fran shithole. So Professor X did it old school and sent it snail mail, so there was no electronic footprint. Can you believe that shit? And they told me that they went hard for Obama twice. They were supporting Bernie Sanders because they bought into it. They were drinking the Kool-Aid. And then they realized, they saw the vitriol and the lack of diversity that the left really wants. They saw the truth, and Professor X decided to change. And they said that they didn't even want their spouse to know that they voted for Trump because that could end in divorce. Shit. Well, Professor X, don't you worry. Your identity and secret is safe with me. People, California is no bullshit. And remember, we are the petri dish. These bookend states, or actually coast, California, Oregon, Washington, New York. It's coming to a theater near you. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say what I believe we're all thinking. And you don't have to be a conservative or a Republican or be on the right to share these thoughts and feelings. But I'm going to go ahead and say it, guys. I miss Trump. There. I said it. I got it out there. It's in the ether, man. It's in the universe now, man. That's the truth. I miss Trump. I don't give a shit about his tweets and how he was brash and unpolished and uncouth and all of those things, because that's not what I need the president for. I'm a man. I'm a full-grown man. I'm an adult, so I'll be all right. I don't need the president to be kind and say nice things to me and give me a little swaddling and some powder on my butt every night before I go to bed. I have those things in my life. I have friends. I have family. I don't need the president to do that. Everything that I need from the president of the United States could fit on a Post-it. That's it. I don't need a lot. And you know, damn good and well, say what you will in front of your friends, say what you will in front of those liberal idiots you live with or work with or are related to, but you know, when we had Trump, we had a strong economy, we had cheap gas, and the rest of the world knew not to fuck around. Now, we have Bidenus Pervertus, our grandpa in chief. Hey, this is in the mall. You promised me hard candy and crumbs to throw to the ducks. Now we have this fool, our economy is shit, gas is high, and the Taliban whooped our ass in Afghanistan. The Taliban ran us up out of town. That's what's happening now that we have this fool in office. And we all know, especially militarily, you know, if those people, if American citizens were left in Afghanistan, Trump would let these fools know, whether it be via Twitter or a press conference or a phone call. He would have gotten in touch with whoever the fuck is in charge of the Taliban. And isn't that weird that Trump is banned from Twitter, but the head of the Taliban and Hamas and all these fucked up terrorist organizations can just get on Twitter and hashtag their little thumbs off? But Trump would have got in touch with these fools, and he also would have let us know. But he would have told them, give us our people or you're getting fucked up. That's it. Short menu. We got a drone over you right now. We see you. Pull your pants up. Make sure you wipe and wash your hands before you leave. I see you. Okay? We can tell somebody their license plate number from space. So you better believe we will find out where this little sandal-wearing motherfucker is. Now, if you think Trump is playing, I'm going to throw a couple names out there. Al-Baghdadi, General Salami. They got that drone treatment. They got that drone customer service. You want some too? Oh, you don't. Give us our people. Tell the Taliban to step aside. I want that shit to look like a gauntlet. I want Taliban to be off to the side, and I want those American citizens coming down the middle. Don't you touch them. Don't you breathe on them. Don't even look at them. Matter of fact, tell the Taliban to turn around and look the other way. If you harm a hair, a stitch of clothing on those American citizens, it's a wrap. These drones are going to be coming back to base a little bit lighter because they're going to drop some shit off on you. Period. There wouldn't be this bullshit. There wouldn't be China moving in to be their financier, to make all their wet little terrorist dreams come true. That wouldn't happen. It would be, give us our people back or die. Give us the 10,000 or we give you the 72. How do you like that? Give us the 10,000 citizens or we're going to give you 72 virgins. And you better keep your fingers crossed that they're girls. Okay? That's your deal. That's what would have happened. These people would have been coming back. They would have been coming back to a hero's welcome. Their family and friends standing there holding signs saying, welcome home. Period. They'd be home in time for September. But that's probably not going to happen because apparently the Taliban is telling us what they're going to do after August 31st. They're telling us who they're going to release and who they're not. I thought we were lead dog. I thought the rest of the world was looking at our balls and asshole. Now we're looking at theirs? What kind of shit is this? People, we know that the world is a better place when America is in charge. That's the way it is. Sorry. When America is in charge, the world is a better place. You want China in charge? You want the Taliban telling us what they're going to do and what they're not going to do? Like I said, people, I miss Trump. WWTD. What would Trump do? Another thing. They found the officer that shot Ashley Babbitt in the head innocent. He's been exonerated. Who's Ashley Babbitt? She's a lady who was killed on January 6th, during the insurrection. Dun, dun, dun. The worst attack on our democracy since 9/11. Somebody actually said that on CNN. So you got Nancy Pelosi, that liver-spotted demon, a.k.a. David Lopan. And I don't mean the David Lopan with the makeup on. I'm talking the little shriveled up one in the wheelchair. If you don't know who that is, Google David Lopan. Tell me that's not Nancy Pelosi. So she's up there making her January 6th commission because we got to get to the bottom of this insurrection. So where are all these activist groups when the police killed another unarmed citizen? Don't you guys go crazy for unarmed people getting killed by the police? Oh, she was white, so she doesn't matter. Got it, homie. Let me write that down. I just want to keep all this shit straight. So white people killed unarmed by the police don't mean shit. Got it. So they're telling us January 6th, the worst thing ever. Well, there's this group called the FBI, and it stands for, and it doesn't stand for Female Body Inspector. I went to a strip club one time when I was in the Navy, and they handed out shirts and said that. Anyway, stay focused, people. So the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, it's what they do. It's in the title, investigate. And they did some investigation, and they found out that there was, I think the word they used was scant. There is scant evidence that January 6th is an insurrection. But I knew that the day of, you knew that the day of, but they needed the FBI to get involved. You know, they like to spend our money. It's always easier to spend somebody else's money. So they put this commission together just for the FBI to tell them what the fuck we already knew. And I was like, scant, I've heard that. Oh, just like scantily clad. Scant means hardly anything, nothing. So they found out that the insurrection was a bunch of bullshit like we knew from day one. And you've seen it too, there was footage of one of the Capitol Police moving the barrier out of the way, waving people in. You had the sergeant in arms requesting more boots on the ground, they wanted to get the National Guard there because they knew something was going to happen on January 6th. They were told no. So they knew that they wanted to weaponize this and use it as a political tool to stay in and make it past 2022 for the midterms. They knew they wanted to weaponize this. They knew about their little stupid bullshit commission they wanted to get together to investigate it. They knew this before it happened because they know they have nothing else. They have no policy. They have no plan. Didn't they learn anything from Hillary? That's why she lost. She didn't have a message. She didn't have a plan. She hit LA and New York, fuck the middle of the country. The deplorables, remember? They knew that bullshit, but they don't have a plan. They don't have a message. All they have is racism and insurrection. That's it. So I'll put a link in the description box to an article that explains this. There ain't shit. So what are they going to do now? We're still in 2021. Are they going to be able to manipulate and milk this bullshit until 2022? And then who in the fuck, as far as voters, is going to fall for this? And it was no more than a riot. Now, wait a minute. If that was a riot, if you want to compare it to other recent riots, that was pretty fucking weak. If the January 6th insurrection was an alcoholic beverage, it would be a fuzzy navel. It would be a wine cooler. It would be Bartles and James. It wasn't shit. You want to see a riot? BLM, summer 2020. They wrote the handbook on it. This insurrection, they broke some shit. They took some selfies. One dude had a buffalo head on. That versus billions of dollars in damage, property loss, life loss, law enforcement injured, citizens injured. That's how you do a riot. That's how you fuck some shit up. Not the insurrection that they cleaned up like the end of a party. There were just people walking around with trash bags picking up red plastic cups. That wasn't shit. And the only person killed was by the police, not a band of thugs running through the street. Antifa. No one got kicked in their head while they were unconscious and put in a coma on January 6th. Nobody was sucker punched and knocked out and it looked like they were dead on January 6th. That didn't happen then. That was before. That was at a real riot. But again, we are smarter than them. We see through their bullshit. But there are so many people that don't. There are so many dumb fucks in our country. Who didn't see this shit? But again, like I said, come 2022 midterm elections, how many people are going to be smart enough to see through this shit and do the right thing? Well, I guess we'll find out in 2022. But I'll tell you what I'm about to do. I just dropped off my kids, so it's back home with my beautiful wife. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Get your Jericho Green notification tone link in the description box. Utilize a PayPal link, Teespring link, and JerichoGreen.net. And oh yes, Rumble. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.